Let me go live to Antonia Hilton, who's actually at Mamdani headquarters right now. I think we actually, our camera setup is such that we're going to hear from her but not see her. Antonia, can you hear me?
Rachel, yes, I can. Over the screams of people who are in shock that this result came in so early. People thought they at least had a few more minutes, another hour or so before they would get this result. There are a lot of people outside still waiting for their chance to get into this event right now.
Wow.
It's already a pretty joyous one. People are starting to dance by the front of the stage. Look, I'm not particularly shocked by this. What I have been shocked by over the last several weeks of reporting that I've done on this race was just the reshaping of the electorate. The number of 18, 19, 21-year-olds who told me they had never cared about a politician as much as they cared about Zohran Mamdani. That's why they were coming out in a kind of off-cycle year. They were more energized in many cases about this mayoral race in New York than they say they were about the 2024 election. And that, to me, sort of said everything, that something fundamental was shifting here. And I had a conversation with a couple different Democratic strategists and New York City analysts this morning. And what some of them said to me is that they think there is going to be an almost Trump-like effect with Zohran here in New York. So what they're expecting is that anytime his name is on a ballot or someone closely aligned with him is on the ballot in this state, that there will be a sort of a reshaping of the electorate, an unusual number of young people who come out, and of working class people who previously felt that nobody in any political party was really listening to them. I had conversations with people as young as 18 and as old as in their 70s and 80s today who wanted something new, wanted to give this young 34-year-old a chance. That was really their vision. They wanted to turn the page. A lot of people talked about Cuomo as representing something very old. And those endorsements, those 11th hour endorsements that came in last night from Trump, Elon Musk, and Stephen Miller, of all people. I mean, maybe they convinced a few Sliwa voters to go for Cuomo today, but they disgusted a lot of longtime Democrats. And a lot of them were waiting in line thinking about those comments from Trump and others last night. So, well, I'm expecting a lot of energy in this party here in Brooklyn tonight, Rachel. The people are not surprised by the result, but they're surprised, and what they're probably waiting for now is for the full totals to come in because they want to see Zohran pass 50%. That's what they think a mandate would look like here in New York.
Fascinating. Antonia Hilton,
Rachel, back to you.
For us at the Brooklyn headquarters, Brooklyn Paramount Theater, where Zohran Mamdani's election night party is underway. And Antonia is right there to talk about how quickly this came in. We had polls close at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we had, I mean, it's not even 45 minutes. And we've had the call for some time.
Her point about the Trump, Musk, and Miller endorsements, I mean, Trump doesn't play 3D chess, so the idea that he was trying to yield a Mamdani win is farcical to me. But there's no way he helped Cuomo win if that was the intention. So I remember, I think that broke last night when I was getting off the air, and I was like, what are they doing? And I think it'll sort of remain one of the enduring histories.
I want to look at, Antonia was talking about young voters. And I think, again, this is something that happened in the last election where we saw particularly young men, move to the right. We saw young voters generally move to the right in the last election. Is this some kind of, is it the attention environment and the information environment? Is it something having to do with like this generation? Or is it that young people are some of the people most exposed to higher cost of living and the most frustrated when things start to get more expensive? And what we are seeing so far that we have in the demographic polling in all of the exits in the three big races is big swings to Democrats among youngest voters.
One of the Mamdani things that I think we should talk about is he inspired and excited people. I mean, I worked in politics for 20 years. That's what it is supposed to be about. And I think we've gone through a number of election cycles where it has been such a freaking grind because people are voting against Trump, they're less excited, whatever it may be. And it is possible for people to be excited and vote for something and not just against something. And he didn't run. I mean, Trump is the backdrop of all of this. But he didn't talk about Trump all the time.
Nor did, and it's interesting, Spanberger barely mentioned Trump or didn't even say his name in that. And partly it's because of your point, Michael, about how oppressively ubiquitous it all is. That when you're the candidate, there's no reason to talk about it. You don't have to.
So it's like,
exactly. That's right. That's right.